I believe it's chapter 3 already, and the date is January 18th. And I realized from chapter 2 that I wanted to speak about my grandmother and her family, and I wound up speaking more about my grandfather and his family at the end, because I guess maybe there were so many of them. I never really did get to know my grandmother's family from Europe at all. They either were all slaughtered out or they escaped and went to South America. Now, their maiden name was Polka, P-O-L-K-A. And there are a lot of polkas on the planet. So if anybody had any relatives by the name of Rolnik and Polka from Wisnice, Poland during the 30s, give me a holler. Also, everyone has, and every family has, skeletons in their closets. And I want to share mine with you. Now, a lot of people are going to get upset. A lot of people aren't going to believe what I'm going to say. So instead of hearing it from me, I've got my 84-year-old mother willing to come down. We're going to do some YouTube tapes, and she's going to tell you some stories that are totally unbelievable. But they're going to be totally true. Now, there's only 2 people on the planet left to verify these stories. One is my mother, and the other one is my cousin Florence. Now, my mother is going to be 85, God bless her, in March of 24th of this year, coming up. And my other cousin, who's still alive and knows these stories to be true and factual, is like 85, going to be 86, I believe, this year. So there are still 2 people alive currently that would be able to verify these stories. Now, since I'm 58 and wasn't there, you can look at me and say, well, you're full of it, Preston, because it's nothing but secondhand information. And people aren't going to want to hear the closets, the many closets that we have, and the many skeletons we have, as all families have. We're not unique. We're just sick in the head. And if we want to know where the psychiatric instability comes from, we'll find out. Now, everybody's a little crazy. Everybody on the planet is psychologically ill. A long time ago, a psychiatrist told me that the difference between psychologically ill and psychiatrically ill is the people that are psychologically ill always are aware of all of their problems, and you ask them what their problems are, they'll be able to list them for you. The people who are psychiatrically ill have no problem. No problem at all. There's nothing wrong with me or my life or anything around it. It's everyone else. That's not denial. That's psychiatrically ill. Everybody on the planet that has a mind is psychologically ill. Everybody. So the skeletons are in every family's closets. And I have the guts enough, and I'm going to bring out our skeletons, whether the family likes it or not, because I want the world to hear it. And if I offend anybody in the family, you know what I can say to them? Too bad, because the truth will hurt. It'll be more, not painful, as unbelievable as that things like this can go on in families. And I'm sure this is not the worst. There are families that have stories, I'm sure, that'll put this to, like, make it look like cookies and cream. But I'm going to keep chapter 3 short, because I'm going to get ready. I'm going to put my mother on camera. It's going to be totally unscripted. I'll be in the background asking her questions, and she'll be on camera giving you the answers. Chapter 4 is going to be so unbelievable, people. You're going to have to hold on to your seats, because when my mother Florence, Toby Black, gets done telling you some skeletal stories, you'll be glad that you have your anatomy, and you'll hug yourself and you'll thank God you still have your bones in your body, because we're talking about real skeletons. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I want to thank you guys all for watching. Chapter 3 is short, like I said. But my grandmother, man, it's like, I'll get back to her. It's just so many stories I want to tell. But I realized that the Rosenfeld side of the family, there's hardly anyone left except for the cousins and the nieces and the nephews and the sons and the daughters, who are all my age or older. And whether they know these stories to be true or not, whether they know that this is to be the case, my mother will not lie. She's 84. Neither will my cousin Florence. So everything that my mother will be able to tell you will be able to be verified. Just call her. She's listed in the phone book. If you don't believe the stories that my mother is about to tell you, yeah, you'll open your eyes up. And I've gotten great comments from my friends and family for continuing this, because I've got to get it out of me. And I've wanted to write a book for 50 years, since I was 8 years old. Actually, since I was 6, I wanted to write down my adventures and the experiences that I lived through. And I'm going to get a chance to do it this way. That way I can tell the whole world, and you can see what I look like, and you can hear it firsthand, not secondhand. And that's why I decided to bring my mother in on this, because secondhand information, when I tell you about the skeletons, you'll all tell me that I'm full of it and that I don't know what I'm talking about. But let's see if you have the guts to tell that to my mother and tell her that she's full of it. So, it's not a challenge. It's not anything drastic. It's no big deal. I'm just forewarning the family that I'm going to release some of the skeletons. Whether you like it or not, I'm allowed, because I have Rosenfeld blood in me too. And some of the stories I'm proud of, and some of the stories I'll be ashamed for you to hear. But it'll all be the truth. So I'm going to cut it short. Short chapter 3. Love y'all. Thanks for watching. I'll give everybody a heads up in the emails, and look for chapter 4. It's going to come out probably early next week, maybe right after Martin Luther King Day. So God bless y'all, and have good health, and I love you. Talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.